Ba weep, grana weep, nitty bong. I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to the weekly Transformers Earth Wars news stream, where we talk about the weekly newsletter, talk about a few other things in Transformers world if it comes up. Not so much this week. We also got some crystals to crack today, and did want to give a shout out to everybody. Hang on, I'm getting some feedback that I need to shut down here. Comes up not so much this week. We also got some crystals to crack today, and did want to give a shout out to everybody. Okay, sorry, I was hearing myself on the delay there for a second. I had to shut that off. That was so weird. But anyway, welcome to everybody who's in the stream and just joining the stream. I see Gen 1 Red Alert here. Grand Galvatron, Potato Man, Stealth Plays, Big D, Fred is here, Howard Waverly, Fung Vang, and also want to give a shout out to Grand Galvatron and Big Bronze Rim, who you see in the chat. They've got that little wrench there. They have agreed to be moderators on our channel because unfortunately we have had a higher than usual instance of people misbehaving in the chat. So they're here to help me out. So as long as everybody's nice and kind to each other and chats well, we won't be having any problems. But if we do, or if they do, we got these guys there to help us out. So Derek, aka Testy, good to see you, man. Good to see you. I remember. Okay, on to the news now that we've got everything sorted out. I don't think it's delayed. Yeah, it looks like it's delayed. I don't know why there's a delay. It was a delay last week, too. But we're going to press on until maybe I'll have to figure that out off the offline or something. So, okay, so this weekend's event is called On the Inside. And first off, I want to say happy 35th anniversary to the Transformers franchise. The original Generation 1 cartoon premiered yesterday, or 35 years ago from yesterday, September 17th, 1984. So I want to go ahead and just say happy 35th anniversary to Transformers and everybody else out there who's been involved, and thank you for creating it in this wonderful game that we all play here. This weekend's event is, as you may have figured out if you read the newsletter or whatever, we are going to be getting Punch and Counterpunch. They're joining the ranks. Gather your alliance to win. Look at these prizes, guys. 10 million Energon and Alloy, 100,000 Spark, and up to 100 Operative Crystals, each with a chance to win 2, 3, or 4-star Punch if you're an Autobot, Counterpunch if you're a Decepticon, or lots of Crystal Shards. Yes, so we've had the last couple of bots that came out were true leaderboard events, and these are going to be the chance crystals. So everybody, if you get at least one crystal, you've got a chance to get a 4-star Punch or Counterpunch. This is an Alliance Prestige event, and it starts and ends on the usual Friday and Monday times. There are 100 prestiges to go through, 100, and Super XP all the way. This is a fantastic event, guys. Hopefully you'll have the opportunity to get in there and play and help out your alliances and hopefully you have luck with the crystals. How do you participate? You got to be headquarters level 4 and be in an alliance. You tap that yellow event button, you select a battle zone, win your battle, get the battle points, and collect your prizes. The battle zones are the standard battle zones, and it's every 1,000 points that the alliance scores, you guys are getting a prize. First you get some spark, then alloy, more spark, energon, even more spark, and then every 6,000 points, which is you complete a prestige and get one operative crystal. So there are 100 prestiges, 6,000 per prestige. So to complete the event, the alliance has to score 600,000 points. And the more prestiges you complete, the more crystals that you get, the more chances you have to get that 2, 3, or 4-star Punch or Counterpunch. And so here are the operative crystal rewards. As we've said a number of times already, you can win the 2, 3, or 4-star Punch or Counterpunch. You could also win 54-star shards, 100 3-star shards, or 200 premium shards. If this looks very familiar to you, it should. It's practically the same event that we got a little while ago when Blades and Dirge came out. The only difference is they increased the amount of prestiges from 60 to 100, and they also increased the prizes at or during each prestige, except for you still only get one crystal at the end of each prestige. So I do like it when they repeat events. It makes my slide preparation that much easier. Also, okay, so here's the bio for Punch again. We read that last week, and he's pretty much the typical Punch that we're accustomed to from G1, where basically he is an Autobot double agent, and he does transform into Counterpunch to spy, but he's tends to be a little measured and suspicious a little bit. And Counterpunch is just the opposite, but just like we've seen in some of the more recent versions of Punch and Counterpunch, the Counterpunch personality is almost taking on a life of its own, where he can't really tell who's the real one. Is he truly Punch and Counterpunch is a disguise, or is he truly Counterpunch and Punch is the disguise? The more he stays undercover, the harder it is for him to tell. So it's very cool to see that. Grand Gavatron's chiming in saying we saw Punch and Counterpunch a lot in the Headmasters cartoon, which was a Japanese exclusive that followed on from the G1 cartoons, because he really only showed up like one time briefly in that season 4 of the G1 Transformers, which is only a couple of 4 or 5 episodes is all season 4 was, and I think he showed up like one time. So I'm going to have to check out that Headmasters cartoon, because I do like Punch and Counterpunch. Ever since I got the original G1, and yeah, that's how I store his guns, because he's got his handholds down there. So, and his we talked about his ability last week, and it's that it hasn't changed. You go undercover for 10 seconds and throw EMP grenades at the defenses, dealing damage over time and also disabling them for some seconds. So when they say you go undercover, basically you're invisible to the defenses, similar to how Slash and Ripper Snapper are. When you kick off their ability, the defenses don't see them. And the last bit of news is there is a live stream tomorrow. You can check out on the Transformers Earth Wars social media channels, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. And I do believe that is it. Also wanted, before we go, I wanted, on a kind of a serious note, one of our Alliance members, Shadowcat, is in a bit of a tough spot right now. And he's got a GoFundMe page out there, so I'm going to go throw this link in there. So check it out, and he's having a tough time. And if you're able to, consider throwing a few dollars his way to try to help him out. Like I said, he's a Non-Toxic Gamers Alliance member, a good guy. He's been here, and just he's a veteran, and he's just having a tough time, and he needs some help. So if you're able to, go check it out, and I'm sure he'd be eternally grateful. So, Party Gamer, no, it's not a leaderboard event. It's 100 prestiges. So if you and your alliance are able to complete the event, you can have as many as 100 crystals, each with a chance to win a 2, 3, or 4-star Punch and Counterpunch. You guys want to see what he looks like? How about we go over to the game. This is on the test account, so I've got him up here. So and naturally he was leveled, so we can see what he looks like at a high level. So here is Punch. So you can see we looked at the toy last week, and we'll take another look at him here a little bit. So there he is. He does a little backflip. Let's turn him around. Does he look like a Oh, look at that. He's got the Decepticon symbol on his back. You're not hiding very well, Punch. You're not hiding very well. So let's go ahead and transform him here. Does a little bit of a hero pose, a backflip, and he transforms into the car. Let me see if you can see that. So I do have the Power of the Primes figure here transformed. So you can see that he's a pretty faithful representation of this Power of the Primes figure in vehicle mode. And then let's transform him back. And there he is again as Punch. He does not actually transform to Counterpunch here in this hangar or showroom or whatever they call it. And I would imagine Counterpunch is the same, where he won't actually transform to Punch in the showroom. But in the ability is actually where it's going to be very cool. So let's go ahead and check that out. I've already got him loaded up with all the Beast Wars guys, because we ran through the Beast Wars, I think, the last time we were here. So I just went ahead and threw him on there. And we'll send them in, so we'll go and check out to see what it is. Oh, Brandon's asking to see the stats. Yes, I will show you the stats there once we get done with this. I was excited about getting into the battle. I didn't even think about it. So okay, so here we go. We're gonna go ahead and just drop Punch here real quick. You see he drives out there. So you can see he's kind of got his normal attack is very similar to the Sea Spray and Octo Punch. Boy, that's kind of fitting. Octo Punch, right? But he's just Mono Punch, like, you know, not 8 punch, single punch. Yeah, that was a terrible joke. Thought up on the spur of the moment. Okay, so let's go ahead and transform him, or do his ability. So check him out. He does a little backflip, and now he's Counterpunch as he's undercover. They're not seeing him, and he's lobbing these EMP grenades at the defenses. So that's pretty cool that they actually put that in there, where he is actually the Autobot Punch, but then also goes undercover and becomes Counterpunch. So now the defenses are like, oh, hey, that's just our buddy Counterpunch. I'm not going to attack him. Oh, but look at this monkey over here. Let's go attack him. Oh, wait, where did that Autobot come from? Megatron. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're my buddy. Never mind. Oh, yeah. So there we go. So showing him off, and yeah, he's not hiding very well, because you can still see that Decepticon symbol off the back of him there. Stealth Plays, if you wanna help out Shadowcat, there's a link earlier in the chat and also in the description to his GoFundMe page. If you could go over there and maybe throw a few bucks his way, that's how you would be able to help him out. And he does explain the whole situation over there on that page too. Punch might be a good raid bot. Yeah, he actually would be. Because he does lob out the EMP quite a bit. It doesn't seem to last very long. You wanted to see the stats. Okay, so here we go. So yeah, he is a short. He's not quite gunner range. He's more like an aerial bot range. I think they're the ones who kind of have the short range there. So here at level 54, ability 8, you go undercover for 10 seconds, and that's always going to be the 10 seconds. You throw EMP grenades, dealing a little bit of damage. In this case, 126 damage per second, so that's what, 1,260 over the entire duration, well, at least for the first one that it hits, and disables them for 4.7 seconds. Now that is the damage and the duration, or it doesn't look like the damage actually goes up, but the duration, how long it goes, does actually is what updates or increases as you upgrade his ability. I believe it starts off at something like 2.5 seconds for the 2 and the 3 star, and 3.5 seconds for the 4 star, and then the duration of his ability actually goes up as you level the ability. So, and there's his bio, which is what we've seen on the stream. So they just basically that's the same bio that they put into the game. So Sharksy, what's going on, man? So, I'm going to switch over to the regular build because we got some crystals to crack. So the music comes from the game, so we've got no music here for a short time. Did I build my combiner outpost yet? No, I haven't. Partially because I don't have the resources. I mean, I could go get them if I battled, but it means I got to rearrange my base, and I'm still procrastinating on rearranging my base. So I did designate which ability each of the combiners are going to have once I put them in there, though. But I haven't actually built the combiner outpost yet. Sharksy says he built his. Oktar, aka Starscream, is looking forward to getting a 2-star counterpunch. Very cool. Game changer for new players. Yes, I think so. They actually had to scale him back a little bit because when they first put him out there, they were saying he was able to solo bases even at very low levels. So they actually had to scale back how long his ability lasts. I don't remember how long it actually was, and I wasn't able to test it initially at that before they fixed it, but they did say they had to scale it back a little bit. Hey, Testy, thanks for the super chat, man. Really appreciate it, bud. Oh, looks like the game's back on, but I had the music and sound off. Let's go do some crystal cracking. Oh, I guess we can bring a new bot back. Ah, Blitzwing on my Decepticons. He is now level 41. Ready to go tear up some Autobot bases. So you can see my well, I guess my alloy's kind of obscured there by the, but I also been upgrading power cores too. So I've been upgrading some power cores and various other things. That's why I haven't really built my combiner outpost yet, but it's there waiting for me. All right, I promised crystals. We're gonna go see crystals. Yes, dancing Jazz. Hey, if you want to see Jazz dance, throw in a super chat. He'll dance anytime you throw some money this way. And it does help support the channel, and I appreciate anybody who can do that. It's not required, but you certainly can, and I would definitely appreciate it. Okay, so we got some free crystals to get through. I don't know why I've been saving them up. I just have. 2,000 spark there was pretty nice. Okay, so the crystals we've got to open is I do have the toolboxes from this past event. I didn't quite make it all the way through, but I did get 2/3 of the way through. So I've got 20 of those. And actually, I think I made 20. I think I actually opened one by mistake. And I also bought a Sandstorm bundle of 20 crystals. You can see there's 19 there because I opened one of those by mistake. It was just a duplicate Tigerhawk. Because I was trying to hit the little question mark to go in and so I can get a picture of the crystal. But it opened the crystal. Oh, sarcasm. Oh, okay. This is Starscream. Yeah, I don't even remember what these 7 crystals are. I think these are holdover. Yeah, these are holdover from, I think, the weekend before. Informer crystals. So, shards. Shards. 5,000 spark. That was pretty cool. 10,000 spark. 300 3-star shards. 200 3-star shards. 2,000 spark. And 300 3-star shards. I forget what's in these toolboxes, like Kremzeeks and some shards, right? Yeah. Let's go get through those. 4-star shards, 100 of them. That was pretty nice. There's some 500 premium shards. Destroyer Fire Rage is trying to get Skyburst so you can get Victorion as a 3-star combiner. Yes, Victorion is great combiner. Purple Kremzeek, I like that. That'll be helpful in the raids. I always use the purple Kremzeek anytime I raid. Especially if there's a Thunder Tower. Cause some major damage and score some major points too if you drop a purple Kremzeek on one of those Thunder Towers. Blue Kremzeeks can be helpful too. $500 premium shards. How's my day been? Yeah, it's been okay. It's been okay. White Kremzeek. Another purple Kremzeek. I like seeing that. 100 4-star shards. Another purple Kremzeek. Oh yeah. Bring them on. Yeah. Look at it, man. We got a purple Kremzeek parade. And then we end with a white Kremzeek. Oh, Big Brown's just saying got a gold EMP shock core from a 4-star dupe. That's one of those for the what you call it? Shock towers, right? That's pretty cool. I don't think I've managed to get any. I don't think I've gotten any gold for the shock tower. Or oh no, I think I have one for the shock tower, but I haven't got any for the beam lasers yet. That's not the lab. That's the lab. So shock tower, yes, I have a thunderstorm, a gold thunderstorm for the shock tower, but for the beam laser, I just recently got this silver slowdown photon. Well, let's go claim these crystals, shall we? What do we got? We've got a... Yeah, let's use them for the Autobots here. So we've got a... Get a couple of premium crystals. Oh, look at that. A long way from a 4-star crystal. Oh, yeah, and there's my progress on the prime cores. And I am not going to be using the prime core shards on any of these G-metal chips until I get all of the prime cores. Unless I happen to get all of the prime cores except Nexus, then I'll switch over and get the G-metal cores. But if I end up getting Nexus at some point before I get the rest of them, then I'm going to go for the full spread of prime cores. But if Nexus is the last one by some miracle, I'm going to leave that one on the shelf. And this one I wanted to go Decepticons on the 3-star crystal. It's thinking about it. There it is. Okay, use it now. Let's go ahead and crack that one. Duplicate Scrapper. I'll take it. Let's open up a premium crystal because we are still looking for Streetwise, because Streetwise, I believe, is available in the premium crystals. But these are Sandstorm Crystals here that we've got. Can you use the chip without cores? I'm not sure if I'm understanding, like the G-metal chip. You purchase that with prime core shards. Basically, the idea behind that is if you've been playing the game and have collected every single prime core shard in the game, you are very close to having all of the prime cores, but they can't just stop prime core shard events because not everybody has collected all of them, including me. So they still need to have prime core shard events. So they had to think of, well, what can we do with these prime core shards for the people who have all the prime cores? So that's where the G-metal chips come in. They're stronger than gold, not quite, but they're the standard power cores, but they're stronger than gold. So if you already have all of your prime cores and you've got prime core shards laying around, you can go ahead and get some G-metal chips. But as it turns out, you don't have to have all of the prime cores. You can still get the G-metal chips if you want. But prime cores are definitely better. If you haven't got all the prime cores, keep getting the prime cores. So, and you can also get G-metal cores from duplicate 4 stars. But they're rare. Yeah, I see you guys mentioning that in there. Kind of like every now and then you'll get a silver core from a duplicate 2-star or a gold core from a duplicate 4-star. Similar to that, you could also get a G metal core from a duplicate 4-star. So, not going to get it every time, but they'll show up every so often. Okay, so there's a smoke screen. We're looking for Sandstorm here. We have the 2 and the 3-star Sandstorm, so we're looking for 4-star Sandstorm. I will happily accept a Streetwise, of course. There's Monkey Prime showing up to the party. Alpha Bravo. Tracks. See, Shadow Prime saying should put the combiner outpost in the middle or next to the headquarters. Saying that because you would use your combiner and would obliterate the HQ. Yeah, anybody who's got a sufficiently strong team and knows what they're doing comes in and just rolls right over my base. A lot of people like to just rush around it. So, I know it's going to be work, and I just haven't, I just keep procrastinating, putting in the work to do it. Hound. I do love that his ability is release the hounds. Because he does, that is literally what it does. He releases little hologram hounds. Okay, halfway through, and it's been Dupe City. I don't think we've even seen Sandstorm yet out of these Sandstorm Crystals. There's Hot Rod. Springer. Huffer. Found a use for Optimus Maximus in a combiner outpost. Yes. There's Sideswipe. Thought about it for a second, but I think we know by now that doesn't mean anything. And there's RC. The Soundwave has captured the 2, 3, and 4-star Sandstorm for the Decepticons. He's holding them in a prison cell. What was my first 3-star? Believe it or not, I actually remember this. My very first 3-star was Dust Up. There's Sandstorm finally. On almost the next to last crystal. And Firefly. And one last chance for Sandstorm, and it is not Sandstorm. So what do we say? Dupe City. That's okay. We'll get him some. I'll get him one day. Oh boy. And this over here is saying, telling me to build the combiner beacon, but you can see it costs 5.1 million energon and alloy, and I am not close to that. I could probably dig into my inventory and get it too, but like I said, I've been leveling power cores because I've been a little behind in leveling the power cores and also leveling bots because I've got a lot of bots that have managed to get leveled. I'm starting to form a line at level 50 now. I've had a line at level 40 for a while. I'm starting to form a line at level 50. Oh, it's not showing the who needs research there. So Skyburst, my 5-star Skyburst recently just got to level 50. I've got Rook at 50. Tigerhawk just reached 50. Mirage has been sitting at 50 for a while, and I've got quite a few of them approaching 50, like just a handful of battles away from 50. The ones I have leveled beyond 50 are... I didn't mean to tap... What am I tapping here? Oh, I must have hit the Get More button. Cheetor is over 50. Sentius Magnus, Star Saber, Skylinks, Elita 1, Impactor, Optimus Prime. I believe Grimlock. I want to say Optimus Primal is, yes. Those guys are over 50. I don't think I have anybody else over 50. Oh, yeah, Sunstreaker. I was the first one over 50. And I want to say Jumpstream is as well. And Swoop. So I've got quite a few over 50 already, but still I've got them piling up. So I've got what, 4 of them already at that level, plus a few more. And if you've gotten any bots to that, you know it's like 6 days to level at level 50. And I even have my 3-star Deathsaurus. He's over here at level 50. He's been there for like a year, but I don't know. I just don't want to take the time to level up a Decepticon. I also have quite a few 3-stars at level 50. Optimus Prime, Grimlock, Star Saber, Ultra Magnus. Yeah, Rust Dust, Windblade, Pyromagnet, Jumpstream, Cup. Yeah, a lot of them at level 50 on the 3-stars. And then you drop down. I've got quite a few at 4-star as well, or at level 40 as well. So, yeah. Yes, Soundbite. I have spent a lot of money on this game, and I don't want to know how much. But you know, I can afford it, and so that's I'm lucky enough that I have a job that allows me the ability to afford it. I mean, if I couldn't, then I wouldn't. So, and I definitely understand that it can be difficult. I certainly would not be this far along if I didn't throw a lot of money at it. So, but I mean, it's still fun. I mean, you know. So, Big Bronze Rim's trying to get Jazz to level 60, 3 million away. Well, you got a lot of prestiges and you got super XP. I have a guess you'll probably be throwing an XP core on him if you have one. Do I hope for more non-G1 characters or original characters like the twins? Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. See you later, Shadow. Thanks for stopping by. Original characters are, I mean, I think they did a fantastic job on Sentius Magnus and Malice. And even their backstory, even though we haven't seen much of that since they first came out, I thought it was the seeds of a really good story. And they are really cool looking bots. I mean, they're kind of samurai-ish kind of bots, and you know, those are always popular. I mean, Bludgeon is very popular, and he has kind of like that samurai look. Drift is pretty popular. Depends on who you ask. He's a little polarizing a little bit, but I think generally Drift is pretty popular, and he's kind of got that samurai kind of a deal to him. So I think that was a good call going with Sentius Magnus and Malice having that kind of a look, and I'd love to see them as toys. You know, non-G1 characters. I know a big one that a lot of people have been wanting, and I think it would be a good one to have, would be like Bulkhead from Transformers Prime. I'd love to see Bulkhead in here. I'm not sure who you'd put him against. I mean, in Transformers Prime, Breakdown was kind of his nemesis, but we already have a Breakdown. Although it wouldn't be the first time that we have more than one character with the same name. Or more of the same version of the character, like Starscream and Jetfire. So, you know. Somebody asked who was my first 3-star when I answered Dust Up. Now we've got the question, who was my first 4-star? RC. RC was my first 4-star. Back, one of the very first events that they had was kind of a prestige event, very similar to what we've got now, where you could open crystals. I forget what they called them, but it was an individual event that you could earn crystals for a chance to get 2, 3, or 4-star RC. Now that was pretty early on. I didn't get through very many prestiges. I think I only got through 8 prestiges, and I opened each crystal as soon as I got them because I wasn't really shooting a video of it. I didn't make a whole lot of videos at that time. But finally, the last crystal that I got, number 8, was the 4-star. I did get the 2-star previously, never got the 3-star on that one, but that last one, 4-star RC. And man, was I excited! Because, woo! First 4-star! Of course, that was when she first came out, before everybody realized that, she's not as good. They've definitely improved her since then. The hologram has been buffed to where it doesn't die quite so easily. Plus, now it also, whatever it's attacking, stuns it with the EMP. So RC is definitely improved, and she always has been a good tank, very high health bot. So RC is not as bad of a 4-star as a lot of people make out. She's absolutely not the best, but she's not a bad bot. And it is kind of funny that a lot of people, don't like RC, or especially Decepticons. They don't like Nightbird, same bot. But Blot and Rook are essentially RC and Nightbird, except their decoy, it does have a little bit more health, and it explodes at the end. So that explosion at the end is pretty good. It's pretty darn. It's pretty darn impressive, and that's why I leveled Rook so quickly to level 50, because, oh man. So so here we go. Like I said, RC is very polarizing. Big Bronze Rim saying RC is great. Sharksy says RC is mediocre. And okay, where's the fully other side of the coin where it says RC is junk? I'm sure somebody's out there. But not, I wouldn't. Yeah, she's not junk. But I would go fall somewhere in between Big Bronze Rims and Sharksy. I would say she's not. I wouldn't call her great, but she's definitely better than mediocre. She's somewhere in there. So definitely great at popping outposts, Brandon. I agree. Big D is saying Viper was his first 4-star, so that's on the Decepticons. And I got to tell you, when I was still playing my Decepticon account, same thing here. Viper was my first 4-star on my Decepticon account. So right there with you, Big D. And again, very happy because getting that 4-star, and then turned out Viper was. Viper's okay. The thing I don't like about Viper, and I don't think I don't think they've changed it since then. The thing that I've never liked about Viper is it's very inconsistent, his ability. Because I would go drop those acid bombs, and if I could drop the acid bombs, like say on one of the shock towers or missile launcher that was kind of off by itself, that ability would take that out completely. But if it was nearby to some walls or grouped with some other defenses, once you start putting 2 or 3 of them getting hit by that ability, now it doesn't cause as much damage to that defense. And so what you could one-shot if it was by itself, you cannot one-shot if it's in a group. So there's an inconsistency in the Viper ability, and that's something I never really quite liked about Viper. So why'd I start paying so much or playing so much? Well, I'll tell you, I played the game so much just because it's a fun game, and then, I had this channel before where I was doing some reviews of some Transformers figures. They were average at best, and I was definitely not as prolific with my figure reviews. But I didn't get a whole lot of traction. But then I saw the game come out. I thought it was a good time, so I did an overview. Hey, here's a review of this new game that just came out. So if you go back and find my very first one, so it was actually pretty cool. I thought it was clever. I did it where I got a notification. I had the notification pop down. I kind of pretended like I tapped it and then cut over to the game. I thought it was cool. but then I did a little bit of overview, and that actually got some more views. And then I did some of the campaigns. I did some videos, and those got a lot of views. And I started, actually started getting people watching the videos. And like, okay, this is some stuff that I'm enjoying playing the game. I'm enjoying making videos about it, and people are watching it. People are coming in. So I was just like, I'm going to double down. And this is what they tell you to do if as a YouTuber. So pro tip: if you find something that people are watching and you enjoy doing it, keep doing it. And so that's why I keep playing, and that's why I'm doing this. And I wasn't live streaming at first. But I just got a notification over here for something. So it says YouTube is not receiving enough video to move. So apparently there's some kind of a problem with the connection or whatever. So if it's acted weird, it's YouTube's fault. Yeah. But yeah. So that's kind of what I'm doing there. So let's see. Sharksy went all the way back and found a video, the 100 video that found drag strip with the comic, because that goes back in the early days of Combiner Wars. The Combiner Wars was known for coming with comic books. They were actually coming with comic books before that, and the first batch of Combiner Wars were coming with comic books. But actually, the first wave that came out was like drag strip and most of the aerial bots except Air Raid. And the first wave that came out did not actually have the comic books. But then that same first wave got issued again later with comic books. And so I happened to be in a local Toys R Us, rest in peace in the United States. I know it's still alive in Canada and maybe other places. But so I happened to see drag strip with the comic book. So I did a quick little live video on, what was it, Periscope or Meerkat or whatever was popular at the time. And nobody actually watched live, but I saved the video and threw it up on YouTube. So yeah, way to dig through the archives there, Sharksy. Oh, Brandon C is saying, put Viper with Straxus and it makes a walking path through honeycomb base layout. Yeah, see, there you go. See, I knew Viper had to use this. See, I haven't played Decepticons in a while, so I never actually paired him with anybody. So that's a good tip there. So if you guys have Viper and you happen to have a Straxus, you can. There's a good strategy. So you send Straxus and target one of the walls, and he'll damage all the walls and the stuff in between there. Even if he doesn't take them out, he's going to significantly weaken them. And what he's saying is you run Viper straight through that same area. I suppose a similar problem could be done with Octopunch, and it'll actually, kind of pick off the whatever's left over that Straxus didn't destroy. Yeah, you guys are saying the stream is laggy. Okay, now it's saying it's an excellent connection. So hopefully it gets better there. Yeah, it's weird. I might have to restart my computer or do some update. Okay, now it's saying it's not connected, but I'm showing that it's good over here. So yeah, there's some weird stuff going on. So I'll definitely have to try to figure that out before we get on the next stream, because this is 2 streams in a row that we've had a bad situation. So did I get any new toys? Yeah, I got a few. Nothing super recent. We talked about that with the Cadmos back there, the Planet X. I got a few other things with him. I didn't bring any over here. I got the Siege Springer. I got Siege Springer in that shipment. I got the Iron Factory Hex Wrench, which was the their wheeljack. I also got another one of another Iron Factory Seeker, not this guy. I got the Kaleite. It's supposed to be like Bitstream. He's like a teal color. So I've got like all of the Seekers. They must have like 10 of them by now. So yeah, I'm going practically going broke with all of the Iron Factory Seekers. And yeah, I'm not even like that crazy of a Seeker fan, but I love the colors, and man, the colors on that guy is amazing. And let's see, what else did I get? Oh yeah, I got the Mech Fans Toys Huge Dragon. which is kind of like a legend scale Omega Supreme, which is actually a pretty decent little toy. It's a pretty decent figure. So yeah, I got quite a few recently, and I've got a few more on order. Like that leader class Optimus Prime with the trailer that turns into a jetpack. I'm just waiting for other stuff to show up to where I can get the free shipping, and I also got the Reflector 3-pack, not those guys, but the G1 toy color, that 3-pack. I've got that sitting there waiting for me. So, something else has got to be showing up here soon, and then I'll be getting that. And I did order some repro labels, or Toy Hacks labels, or repro labels, or however you want to say it. So I got some stickers coming. I got a sticker set to turn Brunt into a deadlift for Trypticon, because I happened to end up with a second Brunt somehow. And I figured, well, instead of returning it, or, what am I going to do with the second Brunt? Hey, how about we get a sticker set that turn him into a different character? Sounds good. But let's see. I was on a Trypticon kick, so I went ahead and got a sticker set for Trypticon, because I never actually did put stickers on my Trypticon. And oh yeah, and I also got stickers to turn Combiner Wars Rewind into Spencer. So he's going to look like a little Mountain Dew vending machine. I actually got a second Rewind just for that purpose, but I never actually went and ordered the stickers, but I finally did. So, did I pre-order Masterpiece Black Arachnia? She's sitting there I'm just waiting for her to show up, and so yes, I did. Shadowcat, yes, we gave you a shout out earlier, but yeah, you can't put a link there, but we'll give you another link there. So anybody who wasn't here before, go check out that GoFundMe. Shadowcat, one of our alliance members, he's hit a tough patch right now, and if you've got some money available, consider throwing a little bit his way to help him and his family out. So Sharksy, Patriot Prime, yes, that set that you saw from Patriot Prime to turn Brunt into Deadlift is the name. I got that set on its way. Do I have any interest in Siege Omega Supreme? Of course I do. Yeah, I'm just waiting for him to show up. So, MP45. Was that the Bumblebee? I don't really pay attention to the numbers, except like MP10. MP10. Everybody talks about MP10. So, that's pretty much the only one I really pay attention to. I don't really pay attention so much to the MP numbers, but, I know they have to do them. I usually refer to them as MP whatever character. Certain things like like Optimus Prime, you gotta specify, well, is it MP1 or is it MP10 or MP44? Like even Megatron, I don't even know what the original one and what MP was, that 2 or 3 or something like that, and then the most recent one 36 maybe. And I don't even remember what the original Bumblebee was, 20 something maybe. Yeah, so anyway, way too weak for the raids. Yeah, raids are tough, man. Raids are tough. Any advice to help you get Grimlock? Cross your fingers. Yeah, I didn't mean to make it look like I was flipping anybody off. That was just crossing my fingers. I didn't cross it very well. But it's all luck, dude. If you have the money that you can afford to buy a Grimlock bundle, if it shows up, do that. That will increase your odds ever so slightly. Or a Dinobot combiner, like a Volcanicus bundle. If you see something like that show up, those are really the only way to help increase your chances is to throw money at the game. Otherwise, you just got to keep hoping that maybe you'll get a 3-star from a free crystal, or maybe you get 1,000 premium shards from a free crystal. I've gotten that before. I've seen other people who have gotten 1,000 premium shards from a free crystal and have used that crystal and gotten a 4-star bot. So the days used to be, people would go say, I got a 4-star bot from this free crystal, and everybody would be like, yeah, whatever. There's no way. You can't get a 4-star bot from a free crystal, silly. Well, not, you can now, just not directly. So you'd have to get the 1,000 premium shards and then get lucky on that one premium crystal and get a 4-star bot, and then you could get a 4-star from a free crystal, essentially. So, do I have Broadside? Yes, I have. What is it? Titan's Return Broadside, and not a battleship, it's an aircraft carrier. So yes, I have the Broadside. Also did recently get Assaulter, which is a third-party version of Broadside. Good friend Red Alert had it, and he traded it to me for Jetfire, the Siege Jetfire, essentially. And he looks cool, but otherwise it's kind of disappointing, to be honest with you. He looks cool, and I'm gonna like him on the shelf as long as he stands up. But as a figure, as a toy, he's not very good. He's not a very good figure. But he looks good, and I'm happy I have him though. So 4-star Grimlock is a myth. The myth is real, dude. He's tough, but he does exist. Will Broadside ever be a bot like in the game? I know some people have been calling for, say, Tidal Wave, which is another large aircraft carrier type of a style bot. In fact, they recolored Titan's Return Broadside into Tidal Wave in one of those exclusive sets. I don't know how they would be able to do that. I mean, he turns into a boat. I mean, Astro Train turning into that little train thing is already kind of a stretch. I mean, Broadside does turn into that jet, which is okay, but then how does he turn into an aircraft carrier? How does the aircraft carrier, how does that work? They battle in the desert or in a field or something, so that would be hard. I mean, Sea Spray, but that's a hovercraft. Hovercrafts do travel on land, so that would be tough. That would be tough. Yeah, Testy. Grimlock is definitely rare. I don't see Grimlock that often, but I have actually pulled 2 4-star Grimlocks. One actually for 4-star Grimlock, and then another one for the gold G1 Grimlock core, which I was amazed. I may have pulled an extra one or two more, but I know I definitely pulled at least 2 4-star Grimlocks. Let's see. Is the Tidal Wave a Decepticon and Broadside an Autobot? Yes. Tidal Wave splits into 3 parts to combine with Armada Megatron. Now that is something you will not see in the game, I am certain. So yeah. Oh man. Oh, you're gonna unsubscribe because you're jealous of my Grimlocks? That's okay. Just go ahead and hit subscribe again, then you can see your name show up on the screen. Brandon pulled 2 4-star Razor Claws. Yeah, this is just like Razor Claw is the Decepticon version of Grimlock. So, yeah. The whole time I was playing that Decepticon account, I still never pulled a 3 or a 4-star Dive Bomb. So I never was able to form Predaking over there. And I tried a few times. Although, I think I quit playing that game. I think I quit playing that account for the most part before Predaking came out. So if I was still playing that account when Predaking came out, I would have gotten some Predaking bundles and would most likely have got the Dive Bomb at some point. But But no. All right. Well, looks like I think we're on the home stretch here. Got any last minute questions here? We've had a nice little chat there. I like chatting with you guys just about random Transformer topics and things like that. Will I ever play cons again? No, I got too much going on I can't. That took too much of my time. That took too much of my time trying to run 2 accounts, and I actually feel like my efforts were worth it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I play this account a lot. You know, we do the streams weekly and do the tests and I mean, you know, I play the games and do the events and do all that stuff. So, you know, whatever money I do spend on the game, I'm using it all the time. But I just can't and never was able to put the same amount of effort and time into the second Decepticon account. So it got to the point where I had to stop. I had to put something aside, and so all Transformers Earth Wars accounts except for my main one got put aside because, you know, yeah, outside of the game, outside of collecting, you still have real life responsibilities to take care of. And some of that was starting to fall off to the wayside, and I was like, no. I got to get priorities in order. One Transformers Earth Wars account only. So no, I don't see myself. I do check in occasionally, time to time, because I did hit VIP status on that account. So I do get the VIP crystals. And so I do crack the VIP crystals every so often if I'm in the mood or whatever. But beyond that, I don't really play. Charles says the game needs to have Tarn and the rest of the Decepticon Justice Division. I would love to see that. I don't think that'll happen. But yes, I would love to see that. Who would I like to see in Earth Wars? Hoist, obviously. I'd love to see Hoist. Fort Max Scorponok? Not likely. Maybe if the game sticks around for a while, we might see Fort Max and Scorponok show up as alternate Titans to battle during the raids. Yeah, see, Testy's agreeing with me. Decepticon accounts on the side, can't invest in it. Yep. See, a lot of people, you know, the 2 accounts is actually fun, and you know what really helped me quit playing the Decepticon account is when they added that factions feature. So now, one of the reasons I liked playing as a Decepticon account is because when you played as an Autobot, you had no access to the Decepticons. So I had the Decepticon account, so I could play as the Decepticons and see, you know, and experience the Decepticons. But when they added that factions feature, however long ago it was, now even Autobot players can earn Decepticons, and Decepticons can earn Autobots. So in that one account, you can play as both factions, and you can collect both factions. So that really helped me much more easily put aside the second account. But however, I will say, if you don't spend money and you're just scrimping and scraping for every little shard that you could possibly get, do not waste it on the opposite faction. Don't waste it on the opposite faction. Stay on your main faction, because I suppose if you want to collect, go ahead. But if you want to do well in wars and things like that, or raids or whatever, it's got to be your main faction, because you can't use the opposite faction in wars. You can't use the opposite faction in raids. So definitely build up your main faction. If you're playing as Autobots, build up your Autobots. If you're Decepticon, build up your Decepticons. Once you get to the point where you've got a pretty darn good set of teams on your main account, and maybe go ahead and get some or the opposite account. But if you've only got like 2 or 3 4-stars or something, don't use that 4-star crystal on your Decepticons. That's what I'm saying. So, all right, guys. Well, I do appreciate you hanging out. It's been a great time, and good luck to you during the event. I hope the crystals give you luck and you're able to get not just a 2-star, but also a 3 and or 4-star punch or counterpunch. And early on in the event, if you can get it early, you got a super XP event weekend coming that you could even build up your new bot very quickly. So best of luck to everybody out there. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends, and we'll see you next time.